Enter Protoss, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kylaris, and I have frame rate lag already. What the frig? No, I don't. No, we're fine. So, anyway, this is going to be another PGA Protoss game analysis from Exciderenox, and I must thank you again, Exciderenox, for donating, being my first official donator. That's pretty fantastic. And this is for you, my friend. This is for you. So, yeah, I've chosen this game. He sent me quite a few. I've chosen this one as I saw the title and thought, 3-gate robo sounds interesting. I like 3-gate robo, it's pretty cool. And we do see this pylon going down a 9, very good, very standard, all things like that. This is going to be against Zhao Gao. Yeah. I'm like the worst person at pronouncing names. I'm pretty sure I've got Exciderenox wrong a few times, and now Zhao Gao is under the wrath. So, yes, anyway, back to the game. Game at hand, and people have logged on vent. I need to turn that down. That's going to be really loud. So, yeah, to the game. We see a lot of probes coming out for Exciderenox here. I can't keep saying that. Man, you've got the longest name in the world. And a gateway at 12. Gateway at 12 is perfectly fine. You see that a lot of the time. Production tab on there. And we do see a chrono boost on these probes as well, so nice use of chrono boost. Gateway, as I said, on 12. Normally, 12 or 13, either or, it's completely fine. And that assimilator is going down at a strange time. You really need to keep producing the probes. I know I've said this in every PGA or whatever, but the more times you watch PGAs, and the more times I say to you, keep producing probes, that'll mean you'll keep producing probes and it'll be friggin' fantastic, and then you'll be a better player. So, yeah, you just need to keep producing probes. 5. I like to bind my Nexus to 5. Some people like to bind it to 4 or whatever. I've seen some people bind it to 0. I don't know how they reach all the way over there, but it's interesting. Yeah, so just 5 A? No, it's E, isn't it? E. And, just go back to whatever else you're doing. I suppose, you don't want to kill too many probes, but it's alright. So, we did see that Cybernetics core going down in 18. Nice time for the Cybernetics core, it's all good. And a few probes going into that simulator as well. As I said, I'm just going to be ignoring the opponent for now, although I might come back to him later because because he's Terran and he's rubbish. So, yep, we see that Zealot did actually come out before, did start making before the Cybernetics core went down. So what I like to do most of the time is, and it's a good kind of rule of thumb to get into, unless you see really ridiculously early pressure, I would rather you start the Cybernetics core before you start the Zealot. That way you actually do get your Cybernetics core up a little bit quicker, and that Zealot can be being produced whilst that Cybernetics core is going up. It's just a bit more efficient. And now Zhao Gao trying to move in with this probe, and he can get that killed off. Nice for that Zealot there. We do see a second assimilator down as well. Always nice to get your second assimilator pretty quickly, or if pretty quickly, yeah, for a 3-gate robo kind of push, if you are going for a 3-gate robo kind of push. But what I find when I'm playing Terran, especially when you know your cross positions, you know that they're not really, unless they're going for some crazy ass douchebag strategy, they're not going to be applying as much early pressure as you may think in the lower levels. So what I normally do against a Terran is either a 1-gate expand or a 3-gate expand, because it leaves you in such a strong position for them later on in the game, especially since in essence your gateway units are all countered in inverted commas by marauders. So once you actually see that they've got a load of marauders or whatever, because most Terrans just go marauders. Is he having marauders? He has no marauders. Boy, cheers for making me look like a dumbass, Zhao Gao. Anyway, so yeah, all your units effectively get countered by marauders, so you just want a shit ton of them, and you get a shit ton if you already have that expansion up. So I mean, 3-gate robo's fine if you're, just pottering around or whatever and things like that, but ideally I would like to say to you, kind of, go for a mid to later game. It's way more entertaining. So now these warp gates warping in here. This unit is going to be alrightly timed, it's alright, and for when that warp gate, so you can actually just get that warp gate. There's nothing wrong with clipping that a little bit, since you do get effectively 2 units in the space of a very short period of time when that's being made. And now the robotics facility has gone up. And what did I say? There was something else. This pylon, what I noticed before, this pylon was really early. It was at like 30 14 or something like that. You don't really need this pylon here, the second pylon, when you're 16 of 18. You want to get that around 16 of 18 because if you're getting it at 14 or 13 or whatever, it's just a bit wasted. A bit of wasted money at that early stage in the game where you could be producing more probes or even the zealot that you want to be producing. So we do see an observer coming out at this point. Nice use of these pylons here, spotting the low ground or, you know, just spotting any kind of drops that would come in. Although I would ideally like to see, especially this pylon here, over in this position. Or there is one going down in the smoke though, so that's very nice. And we do see this observer moving over as well, grouped with the wolf statue. In order to be able to scout the base. The wolf statue is an agent of the Protoss, so that's pretty cool. And I'm not looking at the Terran, mustn't look at the Terran. So we just see an Immortal coming out right now. He's gonna get no, he doesn't get Psylocked because that pylon just warped in there. Ha ha ha. There's a lot of chrono boost again up on these on this Nexus. There's no reason you shouldn't be just chrono boosting all these gateways so you can get out more units. And a few probes coming out with these units as well. You probably want to just take one along with you. Although there is one up here throwing a proxy pylon in a forward position. Again, very good. As soon as you're attacking, always give yourself a way to reinforce as quickly as possible, and by that. Pylon here is great. I also like putting a pylon up here. That's also really good, really strong. Pylon over here is nice. But again, the pylon here is really, really nice if your opponent spawns here and you're spawning there, because that pylon can actually spot anything moving along the low ground to a certain degree. We do see a battle here, and it seems like this is going to be pretty well decided. Exciderenox does have that Immortal focus down. Nice use of Guardian Shield there. There wasn't too much point in Spawn Shield at that point. These units are pretty healthily. Coming to Ziogao's plan here, I think 2 bunkers would have shot that down. There isn't a ton wrong with your play actually, Exciderenox, to be honest with you. I watched quite a lot of your replays and there isn't a massive amount wrong with your gameplay, except, as I say, giving yourself more use of this chrono boost. All that always stacking up is a bit bad. More probes. Another one would have been to expand whilst you're attacking, but that being said, that was a pretty decisive victory there, and I like how Zygao is now announcing it must have been a 4-gauge, even though he killed an Immortal. So that's pretty cool stuff there, Zygao. This was a gold level replay for the people who all nest, and this probe here saying, yeah, I'm your boss. Yeah, go watch Jockey's I'm the Boss video. That's pretty cool. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this, guys. It was a bit of a shorter PGA. I didn't want to do a longer one because genuinely doing 2-part videos makes me rage. I wish I could do 1-part videos all the time, but and then like some YouTuber users always like upload things in 2 or 3 parts so they get more money because they're partners. So screw those guys, they suck. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you very much, Exciderenox, again for submitting all your replays. I may come back to some more of yours in the future. And I just want to remind everyone to keep sending me the replays. I have a pretty big archive stocked up, but I want more. I want to see lots more. I want to see all your plays, and I want to be able to kind of give you some advice on those plays. So thank you very much, and I will see you guys next time.